Sorry. I don't like using it, I just don't have another option, unfortunately.
Okay. Also, if anyone feels uncomfortable anytime, they are allowed to leave. So, $97 billion goes into this industry each year globally. It matched iTunes sales online purchases in 2012. Almost 41,000 websites distribute this product online. 7 million used this product in 2002, with higher numbers today, and 11 million of those were under the age of 18. It's more popular than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined. It seems to be great for our economy, but it's actually destroying our society. What is this product? This is the porn industry, and I'm here to tell you about why pornography is harmful, not only to our society, but also the individual and relationships. So first, what's cocaine have to do with it? So it has been scientifically proven that cocaine and pornography do the same exact things to our brain. So they rewire our brain due to the reward pathway system. So with the release of dopamine, we are training our brains to continuously go back to that pleasure that we are getting from either cocaine or other drugs and pornography. So just like cocaine, people become addicted to pornography, and just like other drugs, they have withdrawal symptoms when they try to stop watching it. So as I just said, it changes the brain and creates neurological pathways that are then strengthened because we continuously go back to them. It also desensitizes our brains to the idea of sex and what it is made for. Going to a little bit broader scope, we have relationships. And continuing with the idea of desensitization, it desensitizes the brain, this is proven by psychological studies, to view women and men as sexual objects because in porn there are no emotions or dignity shown through the product they display. Instead, it's just the idea that this person is used for pleasure. And so, as I said, with the reward pathways, it changes our brain and creates roadmaps so that the neurological pathways in our brain become strengthened to connect pleasure with TV screens and computer screens instead of physical intimacy and having that actual person there with you. And so it creates a lack of respect and lack of knowledge in how to proceed with relationships. And so I have this video of he was titled the most decorated porn star in history, and this is what he says about the topic. He left the industry kid.
I began to look at them even more so as a sexual object. I lost the ability to have a loving and caring relationship. I thought I was still able. I was fooled.
Okay, so that's just one testimony of someone who was in the industry and what they said that it did to, what they said that it did to them. But there are multiple accounts of people who say the same exact thing, that they lost their ability to be able to partake in relationships and understand that they are a mutually beneficial thing and not just reasons for pleasure. And then also in our society now we have a culture of failed marriages, and we are trying to stop that, yet the porn industry is doing the opposite. In a study of divorce lawyers, 56% of divorces had someone who, one of the parties was highly addicted to pornographic websites, and that caused a downfall in their marriage. How pornography affects society. So it creates this atmosphere of drugs, alcohol, unprotected sex, and violence. So that same man said that, he said, quote, "As for me, I had to do the porn to be able to buy the drugs to bury the pain of doing the porn. So I would do the porn to buy the drugs to bury the pain," and around it went. So he was trapped in this atmosphere of being stuck. So some people, porn advocates like to say that porn is a way of sexual freedom, but I'd like to beg to differ that this man and other people who like him are stuck in this because it's a trap. Okay, you can turn over those pieces of paper now. And I'll give you about 15 seconds to match what you guys think the statistics go with it. Okay, great. In America today, we try to promote safe sex in this atmosphere of people being able to have sexual freedom. Yet in the porn industry, only 17% of the time are condoms used. 66% of the people in the pornography industry have herpes. 12 to 28% of them have STDs, and 7% of them have HIV. These numbers are also predicted to be lower than in reality because it is a questionnaire and people don't have to respond correctly. There are also connections between pornography and human trafficking. Obviously, there are not exact numbers on this either because it is illegal, but there are professionals working all around the world to show that the increase in human trafficking is due to an increase in demand and the porn industry adding to that increase in demand. As I said, it creates an atmosphere of violence. So in studies done throughout the different videos that people have watched, there's women who are beaten, there are women who are disrespected, males who are beaten also, and testimonies of women who have left the industry who said that if they were told that if they stopped smiling throughout the recording that they would be killed, and there's a man with a gun behind the camera. And in addition, people who watch pornography are 22% more likely to commit a sexual offense in the future and 31% more likely to believe in rape myths. Lastly, it's affecting our youth. So with all of these negative effects on the brain and relationships, we are not teaching our young people about what sex is. Instead, we're letting porn do that because porn has become the biggest sex educator for our youth in our society today. In fact, 7 out of 10 people who have seen porn under the age of 11 saw because an unwanted ad popped up. And the average American child begins consuming not just porn, but hardcore porn at the age of 11. So what can we do? A sociologist said, I refuse to believe men are born rapists. I, like the sociologist, refuse to believe that they are born rapists. So if it's not biological, it is a culture. And like I said, porn is the biggest sex educator today for our youth. So what are we doing to stop that? I urge you guys to educate yourself on what the porn industry is doing, how they're going about things, what they're trying to do, what their purpose is, the real facts. Stand up for freedom. We in America stand up for our own freedom. But there are people who are enslaved to the porn industry through addiction, and there are people who are enslaved to the porn industry through human trafficking and through being trapped and feeling they can't leave. There's a great website, fightthenewdrug.org, and I ask you guys to visit it to educate yourselves and learn more about it. Thanks.